The game of change and the mind-body connection. The more I change, the more abundant I will be. This phrase by Joe Dispenza sums up the key to profound transformation. When we talk about abundance, it's not just about material wealth, but an expansive mental state that encompasses health, happiness, love, and fulfillment. To achieve this abundance, we need to play what Dispenza calls the game of change. If you've ever wondered why you haven't reached the abundance you desire, the answer may lie in the patterns of thoughts and emotions you repeat daily, whether consciously or unconsciously. Joe Dispenza teaches that true change begins when we stop living trapped in the past and start creating a new future. But to do this, we must transform the way we think, feel, and act. Dispenza's practice is simple yet powerful. Just sit down, close your eyes, and observe the thoughts that arise. This simple act of observation reveals the mental barriers blocking your connection to abundance. When you sit quietly and start paying attention to the automatic thoughts that come up, you'll see that many of them are rooted in fear, scarcity, and self-sabotage. This is precisely why abundance hasn't yet manifested in your life. For the next 7 days, you'll have the opportunity to change that. With meditation and focusing on creating new thoughts and emotions, you can start to reprogram your mind and transform your reality. Just as Joe Dispenza made a commitment to studying the mind-body connection, commit yourself to this journey. After all, the more you change internally, the more your external life will reflect this change. Changing your thoughts and creating new neural circuits. The essence of Joe Dispenza's work lies in neuroscience. He teaches that to change our reality, we first need to change our neural circuits. Every thought we have activates a network of neurons in our brain. The more we repeat the same thought, the stronger this network becomes, forming a mental habit. When these thoughts are negative or limiting, they trap us in behavior patterns that keep us away from abundance. However, the good news is that the brain is malleable. It has the ability to change thanks to neuroplasticity, the capacity to create new circuits and erase old ones. But this requires conscious practice. If you wake up every day thinking the same way, feeling the same emotions and acting the same way, you are reinforcing old circuits and perpetuating the same results. On the other hand, if you start thinking differently, creating new emotions, your brain begins to reorganize and form new synapses. For the next 7 days, the challenge is simple. Spend a few minutes in the morning and evening meditating, focusing on a new version of yourself. Visualize this more abundant and successful version. Think within the circuits of this new person and feel the emotions they experience. By doing this, you are neurologically creating this new identity within your brain. Joe Dispenza describes this process as remembering your future. It may sound paradoxical, but it works in the same way as remembering the past. When we recall a memory, we activate the neural circuits associated with that experience. Similarly, when we imagine a desired future, we are activating the circuits of what is yet to come, but which the brain will begin to recognize as real. The power of meditation in personal transformation, healing, and mental reprogramming. Meditation is the central tool in Joe Dispenza's practices. By disconnecting from the external world and diving into our internal state, we can access the quantum field, the space where all possibilities exist. Dispenza teaches that meditation allows us to heal and transform our thoughts in ways that conventional science often cannot explain. There are countless stories of people who have used meditation to heal from chronic illnesses and health conditions considered incurable. One remarkable example is a young woman who suffered from muscular dystrophy and had been confined to a wheelchair for 12 years. Conventional science would say there is no cure for this condition. However, after practicing the meditations taught by Joe Dispenza, she gradually began to improve until she was finally able to walk again. Stories like this show that when we enter the quantum field through meditation, we can literally change the physical structure of our body. The brain, when creating new neural connections, also sends signals to the body to start functioning differently. This explains why many people experience remissions from diseases after committing to meditation focused on healing and energy realignment. Over the next 7 days, add meditation to your daily routine. The goal is simple: calm the mind, observe the thoughts that arise without judging them, and start creating new thoughts and emotions that reflect the abundant life you desire. Over time, this practice will begin to reprogram your subconscious mind, allowing new opportunities, relationships, and resources to flow into your life. The final transformation: how internal change creates external abundance. In the final days of this 7-day process, you will notice something profound. As you begin to change internally, your external reality also starts to shift. Joe Dispenza emphasizes that abundance is not something we seek outside of ourselves. It is a direct reflection of our internal state of being. When our thoughts, emotions, and energy align with abundance, the universe responds by bringing new opportunities and resources. As you observe your life starting to change, you will realize that the process is simpler than it seems. True abundance comes when we let go of the fears and limiting beliefs that keep us in a state of scarcity. Through daily practice of meditation, visualization, and changing your thoughts, you are creating the necessary shift to attract this abundance. Transformation begins within you. That is why Dispenza says that the game of abundance is, in fact, the game of change. The more you shift your internal energy, the more your external life will start to reflect this new reality. You will begin to see synchronicities, people, and events that seem to conspire in your favor, helping you manifest your deepest desires. At the end of these 7 days, you will no longer be the same person who started this process. You will have taken the first steps to reprogram your mind and body to attract more abundance, health, and happiness, and this is just the beginning. Joe Dispenza reminds us that once we master this practice, the sky is the limit. What will you do with the power to create your own reality? The ongoing journey, cultivating change and abundance long-term. After completing these 7 days of transformation, it is important to understand that the journey toward change and abundance is ongoing. Joe Dispenza often emphasizes that the true power of transformation lies in constant practice. It is not a process that ends in a week, but a daily choice to keep changing, to keep reinventing yourself, and above all, to keep creating a new reality. You have already taken the first steps to reprogram your mind and body. Now, what will you do with it? The answer lies in your ability to cultivate this new mindset long-term. Change requires discipline, commitment, and often patience. It can be tempting to fall back into old patterns of thinking and behavior, especially when the external world seems to resist internal changes. But this is where the true magic happens, when you choose to persist. Over the past few days, you have begun to notice how your thoughts shape your reality. But there is much more to explore. The deeper you dive into the practices of meditation, visualization, and emotional elevation, the more profound the change will be. Joe Dispenza teaches that just as the body takes time to adapt to new physical habits like exercise, the brain also needs time to consolidate new neural patterns. Each time you meditate, each time you consciously choose a new thought or feeling, you are reinforcing the new circuits that support this new version of yourself. At this point, it may be helpful to reflect on your experience over the last 7 days. What has changed? What old thought patterns have you identified and started to shift? What new emotions have you begun to cultivate? More importantly, what evidence of transformation have you started to see in your external life? Synchronicities, new opportunities, or subtle shifts in your perception of the world are signs that your practice is working. These are indications that your reality is beginning to align with your new energetic frequency. The expansion of consciousness in the quantum field. One of the greatest discoveries you can make as you continue this practice is that your power to manifest expands as your consciousness expands. The quantum field, as Joe Dispenza teaches, is the realm of all possibilities. When you access this field through meditation, you are connecting to a level of existence where time, space, and material limitations are irrelevant. Here, everything you desire already exists. Your job is simply to tune your energy to what you want to manifest. The more time you spend in this meditative state, visualizing your desired future and feeling the emotions of already having achieved your goals, the stronger your connection to the quantum field becomes. This practice not only brings about internal changes, but also directly impacts your external reality. Scientifically, this makes sense. As you reprogram your brain to think and feel differently, your body and environment begin to respond to these new instructions. But Joe Dispenza reminds us that this journey is not just about manifesting material things. While financial abundance, health, and success are valuable outcomes, the greatest reward of this practice is the expansion of your own consciousness. By becoming a person who lives in a constant state of gratitude, joy, and connection with the quantum field, you experience a life of purpose and alignment. And as a natural side effect, abundance begins to flow to you. The importance of community and support. Another important lesson from Joe Dispenza is that when we are in this process of change, the support of a community can be extremely valuable. Many people who have participated in Dispenza's retreats and workshops report that the collective environment amplifies their results. When we come together with others who share the same goal of change and elevating consciousness, our energy is amplified. Even if you do not have immediate access to these retreats, you can seek other forms of support. Finding an online community or local groups focused on meditation and personal growth can be an excellent way to stay focused and enthusiastic on this journey. Additionally, sharing your experiences with others not only strengthens your own practice, but also inspires and motivates those around you to embark on their own journeys of transformation. If you have already begun to feel the benefits of this practice, why not share it with others? When you realize that you can change your own life, the natural desire is to help others do the same. That is the beauty of transformation. When you heal yourself, your energy positively impacts everyone around you. A lifelong commitment to yourself. Joe Dispenza made a commitment to himself years ago. If he could walk again after a serious accident, he would dedicate his life to studying the mind-body connection and teaching people to heal themselves. This commitment changed his life and the lives of thousands of people around the world. Now it's time for you to make a commitment to yourself. The commitment to live consciously, to practice internal change, to achieve external abundance, is a choice you can make every day. It may seem challenging at first, but remember, the greatest results come from persistence. Every time you sit to meditate, observe your thoughts, and consciously choose new emotions, you are taking another step toward transformation. True change happens when you commit to being the highest version of yourself, not just for a week, but for a lifetime.